Okay, welcome from the crossroads of America to a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience either in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff in the info section below. All right, got that out of the way. I got a couple of panelists at the moment, so let me introduce them. From behind enemy lines, we've got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep. Then we got the one and only Squibload.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I said I'm just waiting for people to get in the room. First in at the moment was Kingpin, then Tactical Fudd, Kevin in New York, then Ozzy is in so far. Mind you, though, see, if I'm correct, I believe G-Webs is running a live thing right now. Ask gun questions or some shit. It's listed as a 3 p.m. start, same as mine. So I think that's why I'm losing people weekly, because people are going over to him. But anyway, that's my thought on it. But that's okay. I'm just waiting for some more people to come. Anyway, so what I wanted to know, and my main question was, I guess some people might be hesitant to answer this because they mostly want to know what's none of your damn business. But my question was, I'm trying to think what it was, and I was thinking about how many mags do you carry when you are out there carrying? Is what I wanted to know. I guess a lot of people won't say, but I don't mind. I'm an open book. I carry one extra mag. That's it. In my pocket. I don't bother to put it in some little pouch on my belt. I just stick it in my pocket. You got to remember, it's a single stack 380, so it ain't that big. So it just goes in my pocket. And normally I pull it out of my pocket every day when I get home. Make sure it's nothing jammed in it, and make sure it's clean. So that's what I do. I only carry one. Mind you, I say I only carry one on me. I have another one sitting in my center console of my truck as well. So just in case, yeah. Oh, Ozzy said, I hear Squib has secretly become a Glock guy. Oh, well, something new there, Squib, we don't know about?
I finally found 2 Glocks that I actually enjoyed shooting. I'm not a Glock hard. No, that's the most annoying thing about Glocks are the owners that are like, this is the only gun. Everything else is shit. No way. No, there are other guns out there that are good, but I was advised to finally get around to shooting a full size. I shot 3 different caliber, 1 in compact, the other 2 in full size, and I liked the compacts, which is the first time I ever liked the compact Glock. Previously, I hadn't. I guess it just took the right caliber, and then one of the 2 full size I like, and the other one I didn't. This is something I like about a gun. I can fit it in my hand, and when I point at it, hits. There are certain guns, somebody will be there getting bullseyes, they'll hand it to me, I can't hit the broadside of a barn with it. You give me another gun, and I'm putting them right where I point, and that's important to me. The Gen 5 sights are better than the older sights, and I've always heard people complain about Glock sights, and that was one of the things I actually liked about them. I'm not big on striker fire. The dingus on the trigger is stupid. The numbering system is stupid. The grip angle is kind of crap, but once you get a big enough grip, maybe it was just the size of my hand with the grip angle. And I'm not a big fan of plastics, even though I'm in the plastics industry. But I always liked the factory sights and never understood why people changed those out. But the Gen 5 had a different type of sight, and I like that. And there's certain guns that I just point and hit the target, and other guns, nothing wrong with the gun at all. It's me. Like my M9. I love that gun. I can't hit the broadside of a barn with, never been able to. But it's a great gun. So I'm even willing to keep a gun that I'm not very accurate with because I like the gun. I was advised to try full size, and I see why I was given that advice. I just don't normally have access to those. But I can tell you this. I still don't like certain features about it, but the biggest thing is the owners. You hand them a 1911 and they run away like a scared little bitch, you know, and it's like, oh, a metal gun. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, you know, it's like, no, dude, take it easy. All right. If I can use either or while I'm at the range, that's not a bad thing for me. But I was really surprised. Another thing that surprised me too was the gun that I was advised to try out, the 21, which is a full size 45 ACP, which is one of my favorite calibers. I did not like it at all, and that I was just really surprised about that.
Yeah, I wasn't over keen on the Glock 21 when I tried one. I don't know what. There was just something about it I didn't like. But to me, even today, I carry the 380 because of the arthritis in my hands. But as you said, a gun to pick up and shoot, I can still pull out that my 1911, and I can normally hit what I'm aiming at. It's just one of those guns that works for me, you know. Just that 1911 is just a point and shoot gun, and I love it. I mean, if it wasn't so bad on my hands, I would carry it. Because being a big guy like I am, that extra weight doesn't make any difference to me. You know, what's an extra couple of pounds on my big old frame? You know, so
yeah, I might have shot 4 Glocks on Saturday, but I was sleeping with my 1911 on Sunday. So, and I haven't gone Glock hard. It's just and it's not like, oh man, I got to run down to the store right now and get one. It ain't like that either. But yeah, it was interesting. I will say this. If I come across somebody who has that same kind of attitude, no, man, there's no other gun. It's this or nothing. I'm still going to push back against them because, I mean, there's other good guns out there. I love my high power, right? And there are people that would do the same thing with that they do with a 1911 or a revolver. You got people that go, revolvers are stupid. They're dumb and outdated, and why would anybody carry one? You got to be kidding me, right? I mean, I love revolvers. Or if you see me with my black powder, they're slow to shoot. They get filthy. Cap jams, shit falls off of them. The sights are challenging to say the least. But I love my black powder revolvers, and people be like, "Why would you spend your money on that?" Everybody's different, you know. It's just we all do different things with guns, and I'm not closed-minded to something. But when somebody's trying to cram something down my throat, like Glocks are the only guns and everything else is shit, or join the alphabet. I'm gonna push back against that. So yeah.
All right. Anyway, back to my original question. When I know you open carry on the second, and you're normally carrying your 1911. I've seen videos of it, but you carry an extra mag when you're out there doing that with your dog?
It's none of your damn business.
That's what I thought. You know.
And where did you get that from? I have never heard anybody say that ever. What? None of your damn business how many mags or if I carry extra mags. I've never heard anybody say that shit.
Yeah. I'm figuring to get it from Rob, you know, 'cause he's very secretive. You know? So
if
that's
I
what I already said it for.
If I carry my 1911, I like to carry 1 or 2 extra mags, but I don't need to. If I carry the high power or the M9, I might carry 1 or 2 extra mags, but I usually just carry with the 1 mag in the gun. So general rule of thumb of me, single stack, 1 or 2 extra mags, double stack, maybe. I really don't need a lot of ammo. That's why a revolver is no big deal for me. a 5 or 6 shot revolver. I mean, if I got room and I can carry 1 or 2 speed loaders, sure. But if I don't, I'm good with 5 or 6. I don't need 100 rounds. I don't care if you need 100 rounds and you carry 100 rounds. And that ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain is a load of shit. It really is. It's how you wear it. It's how you wear it, what kind of shape you're in, and what is really necessary. You know, a lot of people, when they're complaining about the weight, it's because they don't do any exercise. Simply taking the dog for a walk while open carrying, carry a couple extra mags, add a little bit extra weight, you get used to it, right? But the other thing is, where are you carrying it? How are you carrying it? These people, they fucking got the plate carriers and they're wearing all that shit, and that's what's weighing them down. And it's like, dude, I am not against somebody owning body armor, but it has been about the most pointless, useless thing I've ever seen. I see a few applications where it's practical, but the rest of the time, it's just a gimmick. It's for looks. It might stop or slow down a round or something, but in the grand scheme of things, I'd rather be able to move than stand there and get hit. It's just like shooting isosceles. Oh, well, you wear body armor when you do it that way. When they hit you, it's like, oh, so you're planning on getting shot. Who the fuck comes up with this stuff?
I agree with you. I mean, I can't see the body armor thing at all. You know, personally myself.
But I'm not against somebody owning it. When I say stuff like that, I'm not against, you want to own it and carry it, that's fine. But when we get half a mile into our hike and you're there crying like a little bitch on the side of the trail going, it's too hot, it's too heavy, I can't make it, I'm going to leave you there. And I don't care if you get bit by a snake.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like anything to do with 2A. If you want it, have it. It doesn't mean I got to have it. You know. So.
I'd argue that some people, some cases, maybe the most common or average cases, but you know, I think body armor has a place. Obviously, people have been, you know, doing road march, all types of stuff with body armor for a long time now. It isn't something you're just going to throw on and you know, be good with. That's for sure. So it does take, you know, in my opinion, probably a month and a half to probably adapt to wearing it regularly. So, and it's not comfortable. It's really not. I don't care. You know, well, I never had the best of the best. I had, you know, military crap, but yeah, it's not comfortable. So I don't care what people tell you. Know, I assume there might be better stuff, but I see a place. The average person, you know, I think Squid makes a point. You know, they're not going to make it far with body armor because they don't use it regularly. So you know, it's no disrespect to anything or anybody like that. If you got the money, go with soft armor. It's better than nothing if you're concerned. But you know, obviously shelf life matters. But yeah, depending what I'm doing, I'll carry like 1 to 4 extra mags. Sometimes I've carried more if I could fit them. Not that I'm expecting a problem, but I know the place I'm going, if there's a problem, it's going to be a big problem. So, are involving a lot of people. So, like if I carry my shield as a backup gun, I usually don't even bring an extra mag for that. I figure that's, you know, well, I don't want to try to justify that moment, but I'm already carrying extra mags, bigger mags anyway. So
yeah, if you get down to your shield, you're in trouble.
But well, yeah, who knows? Yeah. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't carry, you know, 4 mags all the time. Things like that. It's risk management to me. Where am I going? Who will I be associated with? Things like that. Because in my experience, you know, I don't know, certain people just attract trouble. So they could be your family members. They might be business partners, whatever you deal with. And then trouble tends to try to swallow you up sometimes. So it's always good. You know, you might be you know, everything good on the up and up, but you know, there's the people you associate with, you never know these days. So, you know, that's really more my fear than, you know, something direct other than something random as far as like a mugging or something, which has been attempted before in the past. So, you know, so I don't know. It's I think it depends on your situation. So I don't think, you know, there might be a right or wrong or whatever. I mean, I think there could be, depending on your situation, but in most cases, what you're comfortable with.
All right. Yeah. But back to what you're saying, I personally don't see a reason to use body armor. But as you said, if you want to use it, go for it. The only time where
just another tool in the box, and are you used to it? There's a difference in a sense to me. I see it as battle rattle. It's part of what is part of your stuff. It's your gear, it's your kit. It's Squib. It wasn't like that. So you know what I mean. Just time frames of the service in a sense. So it probably is foreign to him. But last week a Glock was foreign to him. So who knows? I don't know. So but
the only time my armor ever came in handy was when I was in the Alps. It was freezing fucking cold, and I put on my flak jacket for one extra layer to keep me warm. Otherwise, that shit just gets in the way. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place. It would be something where I'd want to, if I had it, I'd want to have it with my gear that I didn't carry on me all the time. First off, I don't believe in all that bugging out. The apocalypse is coming. We've got to make it to some safe place when the world ends bullshit, because that ain't going to happen. And then the other thing is for daily stuff, I mean, I'd probably wear some of the same crap the cops wear, I guess, underneath regular clothing. But that's only going to provide so much protection. And I could see wearing it when you walk or hike or PT, if it's something you can do where you're at without making any problems, for extra weight for exercise, like having ankle weights or whatever. And I'm not against somebody having it, but yeah, we didn't have a lot of that stuff when I was on active duty. We did have it, but we didn't have a lot of it, and we didn't have it the way they have it today. And we learned how to effectively do our job without it. I'm not saying it's stupid or pointless, but for me, it just doesn't serve a practical purpose. My money is better spent on other things. For somebody else in a different situation or with different training, it's just like the way I hold a handgun. Last week, I had somebody question how I held a handgun, and it's like, that's how I learned. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, So it's just it is a difference of opinion, but it kind of goes with the, carrying extra mags kind of thing. That's just, if I have a mag pouch, that's a lot more helpful than stuffing them in my pockets. Although I have carried them in my pockets. We had to do a drill where we had to do mag changes, and all I got are carpenter jeans. So I'm stuffing my mags in pockets, and it didn't go so well. That VersaCarry holster that they gave me last weekend, I'm looking to get a matching mag pouch because you wanted me to do a test with that Grip 6 belt, Rick, to see how well it handles a full-size gun, the weight of it on there. I have a inside the waistband for my M9, but that's for concealed carry, and I let my permit expire. So, and it puts all the weight really on the pants. It really doesn't put it on the belt per se. So with this VersaCarry holster, I've already worn it on the Work Belt Pro, and I think I should get a matching mag pouch for the other side and just try to use that extra weight for wear and tear and just see how well it works out over the summer. Maybe taking a walk with it once a week or something like that. So I will be getting mag pouches, even though it may not be a standard thing that I carry.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from on that. So
I don't use the pouches unless it's like a class or drill type thing, typically. Which I know people are like, "Oh, train how you're doing it," but
I don't believe in that either.
I do, honestly, but I'm just not going to walk around with mag pouches on me all day. So the gun bumping and everything's enough of a problem. But what I found works well is cargo shorts, cargo pants. I know people pick on them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I love the pockets. I don't know why everybody says they're like little kid jeans or pants or something. I love the pockets. I mean, I guess this has to do with lifestyle, but you can fit a soda in there on a hike. You can have, I put my shield in there with a holster. I can load, I think it's 5 magazines, and they'll stay directional the way I want them. If I got to pull them out, the pockets are great, man. So I don't see the issue. Every once in a while I clean my mags anyway, so I'm not too concerned with pocket fuzz or lint or anything. It's gonna happen, and you should clean your mags anyway. So I don't know. I think some of those things, there's just, it's more about the look and everything to some people, but maybe it's, it's functional. I don't know. A lot of people used to like clipping their phone on their belt. To me, I think it's ridiculous. That's like the tube socks to me or something. It's a horrible place in my opinion, but that's just me. To somebody else, it might fit right. Or all the, the Leathermans, all that shit. And I know Squib's getting pissed now, but I don't want all that bulky shit on my hips. I really don't.
But
even cuffs, if I carry cuffs, I just link them in my belt. So they, the cuffs I got the high security, so it just hinges right over my belt. So nobody knows it's streamlined. High speed, low drag.
Yeah, I've worn the shorts and the pants with the cargo pockets, and I've kept mags in there amongst other things, and it works. You're not going to do as fast of a mag change, but you've got it on you, and for me, that's the most important thing. Having it on me is more important than how fast I can employ it. I know for some people, it's all about speed, and if you've ever seen me draw from a holster or do a mag change or anything else like that, you'd be like, yeah, you'll never win a race. That's not the point for me. But yeah, the pockets work. I mean, somebody might consider it dorky or not in fashion, I suppose. But I mean, at my age, who the hell have I got to impress?
True.
I think mag change, speed is important, but in most, street gunfights, I wouldn't necessarily think so. I think for one, it's rare that you're getting to that point. For two, if you were and you're still alive, you're probably behind cover. So I don't, it's probably not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I figured too. The only other way where a mag change my helmet is if you got, your mag fouls up or whatever and you drop it and put another one in. That would be the only reason, personally. Mind you, though, that they claim, I mean, I'm trying to think who it was. It's one of the police departments. They done a study over, I think it was a year or something like that. And most policemen, I can't remember what police department, I'm not sure, I think it might have been New York, that they average 10.5 rounds. How they came up with a half, I'm not sure. 10.5 rounds per shooting incident they have. That's a lot of goddamn bullets flying.
Okay, now see, here's the thing. If you're shooting to stop the threat, and you're not going to stop shooting until the threat stops, then you're either missing, or this thing is on adrenaline or drugs, or is just superhuman. I'm not saying that you can't put 15 rounds into a real big guy that's hopped up on meth and doesn't feel it, doesn't know that they're dead, but they're still, or a bear that's coming at you that is all on adrenaline, and if you've hit it in the heart and it's still coming at you, those sorts of things happen. So you shoot till you stop the threat. So if you get it one right between the eyes and it just drops, that's one thing. But if you hit it in vitals, but it's going to take a while for it to bleed out, or the drugs or adrenaline is just keeping it alive, you're going to keep shooting. So that may be where they get some of the numbers. I would like to see where they do some sort of study where they go, how many of those 10.5 per engagement were actual hits? If they hit, say, eight times out of 10.5 or 9 times out of 10.5, that's pretty good. If they're only hitting like 4 times out of 10.5, then that's a lot of, wasted ammo.
Yeah, I wouldn't put high numbers on New York's police department. That's for sure. So, last I heard, I think they missed like 7 out of 10 or something. I think the ratio was you're better off just standing still and they'll shoot everybody else. So it's pretty sad. No, maybe that's because of those, I don't know if they still have to do that, but those, 200-pound triggers they install in the New York Glocks or something. I have no idea. So the Glock I owned in New York didn't have a trigger like that. It was a typical Glock trigger. So I don't know if they're still doing that to police departments or what, where they have that 10-pound trigger thing going on or something. I don't know. But yeah, so maybe that's a factor in it too. But yeah, they're not very good on the numbers as far as shooting from the estimates I've seen in New York. So I think the average concealed carry individual probably would outshoot the average officer from the numbers in New York State.
Okay. Tommy Gunn says, do you all have to buy extra weight size pants for pistol and holster? Also
Yes.
a belt. Well, see, I carry outside the waistband. I've only got one. I use my my Brave Response holster, like it's like a belly band type thing. You know, if I wear that, then my pants are a bit on the tight side, but I don't buy extra. I'm big enough as it is, you know. But I do believe in buying a for lack of a better word, a gun belt. You know, that's I don't know what cut extra thick leather or whatever. I mean, I heard people say that, and I didn't believe them until I got one and noticed a big difference. You know, now I mean, I don't have a leather belt now. I have one of those ones. It looks like leather. It's sort of got, I think it's made out of polymer or some shit, or it's got a piece of polymer inside it. You know what I'm saying? To make it stronger. But I said I carry out but my leather belts are actually gun belts. Well, they're real thick leather. I'm assuming that's what makes a gun belt. I don't know. You cannot. They no matter, you can hold them. If you got, I guess if you got a pair of pliers or vice grips, you might be able to make them fold. But by just doing it with your hands, you can't fold that leather over. It's tough. But I was just answering Tommy Gunn there. That's what I do. You know.
I've got different size pants, so it depends if I'm going inside or IWB or OWB. So it does jump around. So I'll be anywhere from 32 to 34 range in a sense. Where
you order a bigger size or next size up type thing.
Yeah, that's basically it. So, and I'm a rare one because perfect would be like 33, but I'd never find those. So, but the 34s I can inside carry fine, no problem. Anything smaller than outside carry. So I don't really adjust belts. I get all my belts a size bigger for that purpose, basically. Plus, I like to have a little bit. I hate it when you're like fighting to tighten up a belt because it's small and perfect and supposedly nice looking. I don't know. I like a little bit to pull on. So that's me. So I always get mine a tad bigger. I'd recommend people do, unless you're worried about how your belt looks. If you're looking for that 1 inch past the buckle, tab or something. But it doesn't seem to be too big of an issue, but that I think there's definitely a difference between inside and outside if you want to be comfortable, sit down and drive or whatever without your belt feeling like it's cutting into you or your pants or something. And I don't do the elastic pants, so maybe with elastic pants and flexible belt, it might be okay. I don't know, but that's what I got.
Hey,
Whenever
Mr. Knives is in the audience. Go on. Sorry.
Whenever I've concealed carried open or outside the waistband or inside the waistband, I've never changed anything. The pants that I wear, the shorts that I wear, the belt that I would wear with or without a gun on it. I think that those gun belts that are designed for concealed carry or that sort of thing are good, but I don't think they're necessary. I have concealed carried a full-size gun with a cheap leather belt from Walmart, and it worked just fine. Never had comfort issues, never had access issues, never had any sort of problems. I've worn concealed carried while wearing my suit before. It hasn't been an issue with me. I think everybody's different. It has to deal with your body type and how you carry and things like that. But I don't get a heavier weight pant. I don't get a heavier weight belt per se. I don't
Were
get
you outside
a larger
carrying with your suit? Outside the waistband?
Inside the waistband.
Who the hell tailors your suit then? It's got to be sloppy as hell.
I get mine at the Men's Warehouse in Madison Heights, Michigan, sir.
Oh man, they must not know what the hell they're doing. I basically got to take a breath and pencil dive into my suit.
Not a problem. Some of us have been doing this longer than others, so you might do it every day, but yeah. So I've never had an issue, but the thing is though, if like I said, what are you carrying? How are you carrying it? What's your body type? Things like that, then you might have to do something like buy a larger size or get a heavier belt or whatever. I'm one of these people that says that if buying $100 belt with a steel core in it is going to keep you from carrying, then just use that $30 leather belt you bought at the store and you'll be fine. And later get the $100 belt if you want to try it out or if you've wanted it. What I think is good is that if your carry belt can just double as a regular belt for when the situations when you don't carry, then I think it's money well spent that way as well. The Grip 6 belts that I've been messing with, I've done a little bit with them, but like I was saying earlier, I want to try these out and just see how well they work as far as load bearing a gun, the weight of a gun. I've put plenty of weight on them already, and these belts aren't for everybody. Some people don't want the nylon or whatever, and I'm not getting endorsed by them or paid by them, but I'm really trying to wear these damn things out is what I'm trying to do. I might get one of those belts that are meant for concealed carry that are kind of overpriced. But really, when I think of gun belt, I think of a gun belt. This is a leather belt with a good buckle on it that I put my single action in a holster on. I've been kind of messing around with the whole Old West thing, gone back to it after I kind of abandoned it for a while, and I've got a gun belt. I just haven't had time to do a video on it. So that when you say gun belt, I think of a gun belt. This is something worn on the outside that you put your holster on and that carries your gun. It's not necessarily holding up your pants or doing any other things. So I look at gun belts differently. No, not like a duty belt. No, that's a cartridge belt or a duty belt or something. No, gun belt. I'm thinking it's 1878 and I'm in Tombstone.
Yeah, so for lack of a better word, like old cowboy would wear. Yeah, I know.
For lack of a better term, yeah. When somebody says gun belt, I'm instantly thinking it's a 19th century and I got a single action or something like that on me, and they're going, no, I mean my, blah, 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 lock belt. Another thing too with these belts, shop around. You'd be surprised how many of these things are made in China and how many of these are made in America and they cost the exact same. So if you can make it here and sell it at a profit for the same price as making it in China, why would you buy the cheap Chinese bullshit? Why?
Well, I understand where you're coming from. But I don't know. I guess maybe I found there was a difference between leather belts. Maybe the one I had was a cheap ass thing anyway. But so I bought the gun belt, and that's what I've used. And I'm trying to think. There isn't. I don't go anywhere without my carry gun ever. Even when I went to my cousin's funeral a couple of weeks ago, I was carrying. I carry everywhere. But if I'm going into the hospital or doctor's office, I'll take my gun out of my holster and stick the gun in the safe under my seat in my truck. But I carry everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Squib said people complain about nylon or something. I don't know, man. I stand by those like rigger style belts, like the almost like seat belt, the thicker rigging strap material. Man, that stuff is like it's just, I don't know, it's badass. I mean, you can get like an old brand new ACU belt for like $12 online, and that thing will hold some weight. Like I've pulled 4-wheelers, I've strapped people to me with those belts. I've done all types of stuff with those belts before. Like
If you're carrying a gun
they're
on
great.
the outside,
Like,
that belt's not
so,
going to sort of like loop over.
oh well, yeah, it probably will. I don't know. I mean, I can hold it up and it's gonna flex. It's not gonna flip over. But honestly, I don't care. It's the flexibility. If I need to use it as a temporary tie down or strap or something, I can. If it gets in the way, I can cut it off. That's what I don't like about those metal ones and stuff that is reinforced. There's been a few times where I've had to cut a belt, things like this. So not necessarily just with me, but things get caught, snagged. People get ragdolled pretty quick with around equipment with certain things like that. So at a certain point, I mean, I'd like something strong enough to hold my weight to do stuff with, but I don't want something that I can't stop from ripping me in half. If that turns out to be the case, but I just think it gives you a lot of options. Like if you're like the MacGyver type or like options, I think the rigger style belts are better than leather personally. That's just, me soaking wet, whatever. You can just soak them in the sink, kind of scrub them down, clean them out, and they pretty much last. I mean, I still got one from my initial one from 12 years ago. So, or longer than that, I think. So I don't, and technically nothing's wrong with it. So, but yeah, everybody's got their preferences. So, if you have never done anything like this with your belt, then maybe a standard leather belt's fine.
Mind you, I would like a leather belt. That the one thing I like about what do you call them? Those belts that click a quarter of an inch at a time. I like that idea because between holes on a belt, sometimes going to the next one is too tight. But if you had one of those ones that click on a leather belt, I can't think what they're called now, but I wouldn't mind one of those in a leather belt.
Like the ratcheting ones or something like that?
Yeah, I've never seen one in leather.
I'd probably end up tearing up the leather. And my concern with that is now you have space with moving parts. So if you are in a dirty environment, low crawling, doing anything, you get stuff down your underwear. I couldn't imagine, if you got to go quick and you can't get that belt off. I don't know. I don't like the, I don't like the gadgety stuff.
No, okay.
He's crawling around an itching powder or something. I don't know. I'm kind of for the Batman utility belt.
Yeah. Mind you, wearing that sort of thing, like when you go for your walk on the 2nd of the month and you video it, that's what that's what I think of. It's sort of like a Batman. You're out there, there's Batman walking down the road. But each to their own, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't wear one. Put it that way. I don't know why I wouldn't wear one. Maybe I'm conscious of what I don't know. People seeing me in one or what they might think. I don't know. I just wouldn't wear one.
Now, by one, what exactly are you referring to?
Like a belt, that you wear and everything's hooked on it, and you clip it on.
Like a duty belt or cartridge belt.
Yeah, like a duty belt. Yeah. I don't know. It never crosses my mind to do one, and I wouldn't want to do one.
I think if you took a lot of classes, things like that, it might be decent to have a setup similar.
Yeah, but
because it'd be easy on and off getting into class. I mean, I think that's the whole idea of it is easy on and off, but that's a lot of weight to carry just to carry. I
But
mean,
I mean,
on a
but
normal
let's
day.
be honest. If you're out there, if you either you're open carrying or concealed carrying every day, I can't see. I mean, carrying if you're training wearing a duty belt, then you don't wear one in your everyday carry. As you said, you know, you should practice what you're using or whatever. You know, I mean, I've heard, like people say
Yeah, competition sports. I mean, everybody doesn't shoot for defensive purposes in a sense. So that might be part of why they shoot, or maybe they carry a gun because they're into guns anyway. They might as well. I don't know. It's hard to speak for everybody.
True.
But yeah, I don't.
I think everybody should
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah, people, I think, even with training, in some cases, they simulate things a lot. So, I mean, there's a point where you're going to kind of have to be able to adapt and work around things. And in real life, nothing goes perfect anyway. So, what plan ever worked out flawlessly? I mean, it just doesn't really happen. So, it's I think it's overcoming a lot of that. So, I think you should try to practice, the way train how you fighter in a sense, whatever you're into or whatever you're doing, but at the same time, within reason, practical. You probably aren't at the grocery store in full battle rattle every day. So, maybe you got to split your training. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just, I hate, I hate to see you knock it because you're doing something different. There's different forms or different styles of stuff, I guess you could state.
My next thing is back onto that then. There's people I know who sort of like change their carry gun to what they're wearing that day. So if you're taking classes, are you practicing with every gun you're carrying? You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Your theory out the window.
It's like the reviewers and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's different forms of looking at it. I like my tools, even if it's my hammer. I go to I want to use my stuff because I know my stuff. I'm familiar with my stuff. So I don't switch a lot. Other people do. I mean, can they still hit minute of man? I would like to hope so. But that's really all a defense handgun pistol's for in most cases. So they might not shoot it like they would, the one that they carried for years. They may not be a bullseye shooter with it, but you can still safely feel confident that you're going to hit minute of man with it. Maybe no hostage shot across the parking lot. I think it does have an effect, but to what extent, is it really going to hurt you? I wouldn't think so, Rick. Not for those guys. I don't think they're at their best with every flavor of the week, and would say they're lying if they were, because everybody's guns fit differently in everybody's hand.
Well, I mean, like you all know that I carried the Smith & Wesson 380 EZ Performance Center with gold barrel and trigger. That's my carry gun, and ever since I've got it, that's the gun I carry. I don't swap it out. If I'm gonna change guns, then that will be the gun I will use, practice with, and everything else. Now, when I go shooting, I shoot other type guns I take with me, but I stick to the same carry gun no matter what. Mind you, I've got to give credit. That little 380 is easy to conceal, though. I must admit, And I've even actually stuck it in a. I've even got a. It's not a sticky holster. I think it's called an Amora, but it's made the same way. You know, you could put it in, do an inside carry with that. You know, just slide it between your pants and your shirt, and it will stay there. There's no clips or belt loops or anything. It will stay between your pants and your shirt. It's got that sticky material. Now I put that
Sticky like a booger.
I mean, I've carried that in that holster in my jean pocket before. No, not my jean pocket. Inside, you know, when I wear my overalls, because you don't wear a belt with overalls. So I'll normally use that holster inside my big pocket on my overalls. You know, so there we go. That's what I do. No, carry the same gun all the time. But sometimes what I will carry as a backup is my little single action North American Arms 22 Magnum, 5-shot. You know, yeah. Sometimes I'll carry that in my pocket because I don't have it here. It's in the other room. It has a fold-in. I put on it a fold-in grip, so the grip folds in over itself, or over the trigger and everything else, so you can carry it in your pocket without a holster. And it's even got a clip on it if you want to clip it on to the inside of your pocket or whatever. You know, it feels all when you pull it back and hold it out to shoot it. If the handle, because it has the clip on it, the grip feels a bit weird, but it's usable. But I think it's just a fun gun, really. It's not made for concealed carry or anything like that. I don't know. Does it really serve a purpose? You know, that little tiny gun. You know, I don't know if it does or not, but sometimes I'll carry that as a backup.
Hey, that little thing would go with you in the hospital, just in case you get one of them frisky nurses.
Yeah. I suppose I could get away with carrying that inside the doctor's office in my pocket. You know, because he says drop your pants and cough. You know, do doctors do that anymore? Because I ain't had that done to me in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think it's as common anymore. If they're looking for a hernia or something, if you had a back injury, things like that. But I believe they still do. And I've carried in the hospital. I don't really see the difference. If I was to take my stuff off, willingly walk in and take my stuff off, I'm going to keep it with me anyway. So
I mean, as I said, 99% of the time I'm outside the waistband carry with my shirt over it. You know what I'm saying? So
the hospitals here, if they find that you do have a gun on you, the worst they do is they call security and they have you go down and they lock it up in security. They won't even touch it. They don't want to touch it. Nothing. The security guards look like they're scared to death.
Yeah.
Go down, lock it up, get a tag in the locker, and go on about your business. Even though they do have it marked that there's no firearms in the facility. So, but they don't give you any crap. So, from my experience, but it's not a crime here if somebody's marked. If they ask you to leave, then it's a trespassing deal. But you're not going to jail because they saw you had a gun. You walked by a sign or something. So, thankfully.
Yeah. Oh, I had a guy. The other morning when I was down the diner. A guy walked in. And it looked like I don't have a lot of Didn't think his choice of gun was that good. It was a Smithfield Armory. One of those ones that have the grip zone on them. He was wearing that. He was wearing that. Open carry, which which is until after July 1st. You don't need a permit to carry, but right now, if you go open carrying, you have to have a permit. You know, you have to have a pistol permit because it's not a concealed carry permit; it's a pistol permit here, I believe. So if you got one of those, you can carry open or concealed. But after July 1st, it's not even needed. But I wanted to ask him. I wanted to ask him if he had a permit or not. But I thought none of my damn business. You know. Then I said it didn't bother me that he was carrying a gun. I thought, hell, I don't care how you carry it, as long as you're carrying one. You know. But I was ready just in case he because he looked a bit strange to me. And I thought, when I first thought, I said things might get a bit rough here, but he was all right. He ate his breakfast and left. You know, but you never know. There were some crazy people out there.
Oh man, now you sound like an anti. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just because a guy walks around with a gun and he isn't in a uniform,
He had that wild look in his eye.
doesn't mean he's crazy. Okay, I mean, it's America. I don't know. That's part of the problem. A lot of these people with open carry, it just look funny. I gotta watch it. You know.
I didn't say it was funny. I said he looked strange.
Yeah, but why were you staring at him? Was he cute, or is it because he had a gun?
Well, no, his eyes were his eyes were going in different directions.
All right, good.
So okay,
I don't know,
Hawkeye
man.
Junior over there is suddenly now criminal because of his birth defect or whatever.
You know,
I just had this
dog
feeling
got ran over that morning.
You know, I could have been totally wrong, and I'm more than likely was. You know,
So that's where we got to stop ourselves on those judgments. I mean, keep an eye out. You got a weird feeling, keep an eye, but don't.
I didn't pull out my gun and shoot him. I didn't pull out my gun.
All you boys are eyeing them. All you boys are eyeing them. Like as if I walked in there.
I just went up a level on my on my observation security. You know. That's all.
People with guns don't bother me. Menacing people with guns bother me. Problem people with guns bother me. But on average,
But how do we know he wasn't going to turn
lots
into
of guns
a
in the room? You feel safe. You should relax when you see a lot of guns in a room.
Oh.
So when you don't see the guns and that shifty dude's over there staring at you, that's when you need to worry.
Bother me. Him wearing the gun did not bother me. It was his shifty look that I was worried about. You know, maybe that was wrong.
Shit. The way you boys looked at him when he opened the door, I wouldn't blame the guy.
They called
what color was he, Rick?
They called what?
I'm just messing with you. Never mind.
They called me a racist anyway the other day because what I said. This is totally different. This is off the side about how I judge things. They called me racist, and when I said it, I didn't mean it the way they all said you're a racist and started laughing at me. Well, one of our friends comes in. He brings his grandkids in nearly every day, and right. How can I put this? One of them. I think his father's a black guy, right? So
you got to watch out for them ones that are half black and half white. They're nothing but trouble.
Hey.
This guy, this kid, this baby, he's a baby. He's only about 2 years old, right? He come walking to his. I mean, I guess it was his cousin or whatever. She's about 16, 17. Opened the door. He walks in. Then he falls over and starts whining, right? And I said, then the guy came in, his name's Bob. I said, Bob, he's faking it. Like one of them basketball players. And they said I was profiling.
Son of a hook.
But I didn't mean it like that. I just said basketball because the people at the table were talking about the NBA fire,
Sure, Rick, sure.
That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I didn't mean it in any bad way at all. You know, but anyway, they took.
We're just giving you shit the way they were giving you shit.
Yeah. But anyway, that's enough of me. So I haven't even got on to the second topic yet.
There was a first topic?
Yeah, the first topic was how many mags you carry. You know, that was my first
Oh,
topic.
yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah. My second topic was, I mentioned it the other day too. I mean, there's a few channels that are freaking out because the joke of Congress, the House of Representatives, are passing all kinds of bullshit, gun control, and it ain't gonna go anywhere. They make it. I mean, the way to me, this is my personal opinion. The House of Representatives right now is a total joke with some of the shit they're doing, you know. And the latest one, you see that one where you can't dismantle your gun and clean it and put it back together. If you read the law that
without a license.
yeah,
Yeah,
without,
you gotta
without
have some
that.
kind of license or something.
But if you
Stuff
read
is
the
crazy,
law,
man.
But if you read the law, what they're saying is, if you manufacture a part, every part's got to have a number on it, right? So if you take your gun apart, then you've got separate parts, and if it's not numbered, you're making a ghost gun. That's how it's worded in that law, you know. But it ain't going to go anywhere in the Senate. If it does, I'll be goddamn surprised. But you know, even the panel that's meant to be working out something haven't come up with anything yet. They're still humming and hawing. So but some of these gun laws that they're trying to get through, it's just, I mean, as I said, the House of Representatives, like throwing that one in there and passing it, is absolutely asinine and it's stupid. You know, I said they're making a mockery of what the House of Representatives stands for, in my opinion. You know, so that's all I wanted to say on these gun laws that they're passing. They're not going to see the light of day. I mean, where it's, you can tell it's a joke, is where the Senate sent over a bill which was agreed on by both sides of the House because it passed, right? About extra security for the Supreme Court justices, and Pelosi's just sitting on it. You know what I'm saying? She's just doing that for political reasons. No other reason whatsoever. You know? And that stupid goddamn circus. I didn't even bother to watch it on TV the other night. It's just a goddamn circus. And not one of them, I didn't hear him mention the goddamn, what's her name, Babbitt, that they shot during that fiasco on TV Thursday night. Oh, you got me on my high horse. I'm going to shut up.
Oh, of course not. They're not going to mention that.
You know?
Shooting an unarmed woman that's 10 feet away from you.
Yeah, and there's even stuff come out now with her showing her trying to calm the crowd down just before she was shot.
Some of the video, I mean, if you see that, if you can see it, I don't know if it's still out there. There's a couple officers right on the stairs to the right of the video. A lot of the video, they're cut out of it, like the angle. I don't know if it's cropped or what the deal is, but there's some video you can see them because there was actually a stairwell that came up right to the right there.
Yeah.
There was officers standing there back, lined up, watching the crowd. And when the shot took place, even the officers jumped up, went to the low ready, basically, looking for the threat. They didn't even understand where the heck it came from. So there was close to a friendly fire, the occasion in a sense. So, I mean, it's strange that there's two officers right there like within arm's reach of this girl, but this other guy on the other side of the glass felt so threatened he had to shoot an unarmed female, and was
Yeah.
commended for it.
Yeah. I saw also what then after the fact, I think it was CNN or one of those alphabet channels. What you call it? They what's her name? Cheney. You know, making it sound like she's the best thing that's ever happened to the Republican Party. I'm thinking, oh, Jesus Christ. She's one of you. She ain't a Republican, you know? So, anyway, I said you got me started. But it's all, but what I'm saying is, right now, I think the House of Representatives is a goddamn joke, what they've turned it into. You know? So, that's all I was saying. Especially with, I mean, some of those gun laws that they push through. Some of them are absolutely, you know, stupid. They're not even common sense in the word of their common sense. They're out there, you know, i.e., like the one with the manufacturer in that one. You know, take your gun apart, you can't put it back together unless all your parts are got a serial number on them. You know, then you got the 10. I mean, another one that gets me is the. Then you know they've lowered the magazine limit to 10. Where do they get that number from? I wonder. You know. So change the subject slightly. Did you see Biden says he's got 2 shotguns? That's all you need. You need an assault weapons ban.
Whoa. Is he even mentally stable enough to have a firearm?
I think there should be a red flag called on him personally.
I mean, they got to cage him in the White House, keep an eye on him, hide the children.
Yeah, he claims
can't
he's
finish
got
a
2
conversation, can't get through one interview. I mean, does he remember that he even had guns? I mean,
well, somebody told him. Yeah. So sorry, I was just looking at something. Sorry. All right. So, what was I going to talk about? Since none of you guys got anything you want to talk about?
Well, I want to hear the rest of Rob's questions about Thunder on the Prairie. I mean, you steal from other people's shows anyhow, Rick. Might as well steal from Caliber Corner. Oh, you have before. Might as well just do it again. You're a repeat offender. I'm going to help enable that.
When did I steal today?
You didn't steal today, but you've done it in the past. That's your thing.
Oh, yeah,
I'm giving you
have
shit.
done it.
Yep.
well, normally he says Travis stole his topic.
Well, normally he
That's
does.
the way
Normally I'll
it
think
goes.
of. Normally when I think of a topic, Travis beats me to it. You know? So
Early bird gets the worm, man.
Yeah, but I'm not going to start my show earlier.
He's even an hour behind you.
You know?
I think Travis should buy lotto tickets, man, because he's got something going on there.
Yeah. But hell, but that is a good idea to get ideas off of him. Because he comes up with some good topics. You know? So.
Well, in the same spirit, off air, we didn't really have time to talk. What else did you want to know about Thunder on the Prairie?
Who are you talking to, Rob?
Outcast, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to make coffee, but I know how Squib is, so keep trying to mute myself.
It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so I'm drinking 8 o'clock coffee. It makes sense in my world.
At your age, you don't drink coffee this late, huh, Squib?
Okay, this is the deal. All right, it's coffee and juice in the morning. See, there he is peeing. Coffee and juice in the morning and beer and wine at night, you know?
No. I think I was going to ask if there was any, like, moving stages or drills that you guys did. Stuff where you were actually...
Yep.
Okay. And
They
then
had a,
I was gonna ask, did
yeah.
anybody fall and bust their ass? Was there anything funny? Somebody had to do something embarrassing. Spill water on their crotch or something.
Yes,
or
that
said
happens,
they
yes.
did, all that type of stuff.
Yes. Yep. So
Give us the dirt, man.
So they had a drill. We were doing it for fun, no training. We were just doing it for fun, where they hooked up these two dummies that came at you at 30-degree angles. They were motorized, and there's a balloon in them, center mass. And you had to hit the balloon, and the dummy would drop. And they were about 25 feet away, and they're coming at you at the same time. So, start on the right, start on the left, whatever it is. You draw, you shoot. And some of the guys got them, some of the guys didn't. When they came at me at first, my first instinct was not to pull my gun. They were too close and moving too fast. My first instinct was to get away or get under cover. And then since that wasn't really an option, I pulled my gun and I tried to hit one of them with it because they're too close to engage, way too close to engage. Now, some of the guys got off 2 shots on each and dropped them. But I mean, these things literally dropped right in front of them. Like, the body would have fallen over on them and got blood on their shirt and stuff. So we did that one. And then as far as the water on the crotch, yeah, that would have been Stan from SS Pawn. And he made a spectacle out of it, too. He was actually, you had to be there. He was really funny about it. He spilled it. But, he was, he's a character. He's got a funny side, that's for sure.
I saw that. I don't know whose video I was watching, but I saw that
Pat
thing
had one
coming at you.
Yeah, Pat had one up. So
Is that what
from the
I don't know who
video, it
was,
looked
but
doable.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I mean, it was quick, doable. I think decent, but I was wondering if there was any more, something to do with movements or anything.
I've shot moving targets before and other things like that, and it's the first time I've done a drill. I've shot moving targets this close before, but not 2 guys running at me at perfect 30-degree angles at that speed that I have to hit them square in the chest or they don't die. Because I'm watching other people shoot, and they're getting hit in the ribs, they're getting hit in the head, they're getting hit in the shoulder, in the gut, and they're still coming. And I'm like, if this was real, unless this person was on a lot of really strong drugs, they would not make it that far. So I didn't really consider the drill very realistic. I just didn't. How often are you going to be out in the open and 2 guys are going to charge at you from, opposite angles in tandem it just, nah. So
you ever been to a bar in New York?
Please.
Usually there's a girl distracting you, and then you turn around and you're getting rushed by 2-3 people. So
the first rule of any fight is not to be there. So if you're dumb enough to be there, the second thing is don't rely on just one thing. That's why I hit the one dummy, because if that was real, that's too close to engage as far as I'm concerned. For me, some of the other guys, maybe not. There are some people out there that carry a gun and practice with their gun. And if that gun breaks, or for some reason they don't have it, or whatever happens, they don't know how to do anything else. They literally don't know hand to hand or anything else. And
it wasn't too close to engage, Squib. I beg to differ. If you look at most self-defense cases, it's within 15 feet, 20. That's why they want all officers 21 feet, and they just extended that.
Okay, so
that's
the 21-foot rule says the 21-foot rule says you cannot draw your gun and engage if somebody is running at you 21 feet or closer. You can't do it. Nobody can do it. He even advised me. He advised me on the second time. He said, "Do you want to start at the low ready?" And I said, "No." And on the second one, I didn't even pull the gun. I said, "I'm not even wasting my ammo on this shit. I'm not."
Well, you said other guys did it, right?
Yep.
Hey,
they did.
And
some of them started. Some of them started at the low.
Okay. That might be the case in a sense, but it still counts in a sense. So, I mean, that's good. I think it can be done if others were obviously if others were doing it. So, just means you got to kick your game up, Squib.
Hey, Patriot in the dark would have waited till they touched him. Then he would have shot him.
I didn't say it couldn't be done. You're not listening to me. Also, you weren't there, so yeah.
I watched video, man. I'm an expert.
It did look like they were moving fast, those targets. You know?
Oh,
Yeah,
they were.
They were.
Yeah,
but
they
if
were.
2 others did it, it's doable. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah. It's just what it is.
I didn't
You know what
say.
I mean? It
I
might not
didn't
be
say it
easy.
wasn't. You're putting words in my mouth. Where did I say it was not doable? When did I say that?
Well, you said you didn't even draw your gun the second time. The second
Nope.
time, you should have at least shot the other one in the stomach or something.
Nope, not even wasting ammo on that.
So, if that was real life, you would have taken the knife in the gut.
Knife.
I'm just saying, those guys are coming at you. If
If that was real life, I probably would have gone hand to hand. Yeah.
okay, I was curious. So,
If somebody else didn't, I really don't care. That's them. But I'm telling you that you're not going to have 2 guys charging at you at perfect 30-degree angles at full sprint, wide out and wide open, and that's it. You're just not. But I understand what the drill is meant to. Okay, so it's meant to help you with your coordination, your speed, all your skill as far as your draw, as far as your marksmanship, things like that. It's supposed to help build confidence. I get it. I've done things like this before. I get it. I'm also not a big fan of certain training that's not practical or realistic. I also think there's a different set of rules when you're training, especially if you're training in a group of people that maybe you're not really close with. In this case, I was confident with everybody there. I was comfortable with everybody there. But say I was taking a class with a bunch of strangers. There's a different set of rules when you're training as opposed to when you're actually in self-defense. I do believe in fight like you train, train like you fight. However, that doesn't. Okay, let me try to find a way.
It sounds
not
like
worried.
it's getting long-winded excuses, man. You were there with the guys doing a thing, and you just took your ball and went home. I'm intentionally messing with you, right?
That's
He's over
fine.
there
I'm
popping a
not
gas
exactly sure that I can make my point, so that's fine. It's fine.
yeah. All right. Okay. Anyway, it's almost 4:15. We can go down some other rabbit holes, or we can start winding it up. But anyway, let me do my 4:00 quiz. This is for next Saturday. I'll be doing the drawing for the swag pack. Oh, the last winner said I give it to you, Rob. His swag pack he won.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that generous individual?
Kevin from New York.
Oh, Kevin from New York.
Yeah.
Well, he's a hell of a guy. I have met him, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. So I will mail it to you unless you don't want it. Then I'll put it back up for grabs.
What's in it? What's in it?
A couple of patches and some stickers. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe let me take a peek at those patches later.
I don't have a problem sending it to you.
Yeah. Well, if it's, depending on what it is, I mean, I might not be able to live without it. But,
no, hell, it's in the other room. I gotta open it up to see what the patches are. I've sealed it already. I was just waiting for his address.
Okay.
I got yours.
Well, if it's sealed, if you want, you could throw it back in the pot or something if you want. Because I know you were low on swag and whatnot. So unless it's something I can't live without. Yeah.
No, you can live without it.
It's one of them cool lighters where like the bikini top disappears.
No.
You better send that to me. Oh.
No, I think there's a Spartan Arms patch and something else in there. I can't remember what the other patch is, but there's nothing.
I've got a Spartan Arms.
There's nothing special. All right. my question was for the next swag pack, it was to do with John Wayne. I wanted to know how many movies he died in. How many movies he died in and list them, basically. But I'm more interested in the number, but I would like you to list them too, if possible. How many movies did he die in? I thought it was easy, but then I said that. I looked it up again this morning to make sure I was right. And I found another article that has a different answer to the one I've got. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm going on what I found on Google. So that's my disclaimer. And the one I'm going with is the one that, put this way, I found one article that gave a different number, and I found about 15 that gave the same answer that I'm looking for. So that's the one I'm going with. So email me at rickslifeasisayit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Well, actually, get it into me by noon, really, and the drawing will be on the 3 p.m. show. So there we go. Get it into me by noon next Saturday, and you'll be in chance for the swag pack. So there we go. All right. Damn, you carry 4 mags, Vanessa? Jesus. That's a lot of ammo. Damn. 4 mags, 10 rounders. That's 40. Plus
41.
the one in the gun, plus the one in the gun, so that's 50. Plus the one in the chamber, so that's 51 rounds. You're ready for it, aren't you?
Hey. She may not want problems, but if you start them, she's gonna damn well finish it.
Yeah, that's right. You're all right. And there were some pretty rough cities in Connecticut too. Yeah,
That's the way I look at it. I mean, everybody says, there's, you're not going to get 2 guys coming at you. Man, this happens all the time. Like, and now it's even in the news more and more.
Where you live. I was trying to explain the first rule is don't be there. That's a real thing. That's not just like from, Cobra Kai. That's a real thing. There are people that intentionally put themselves in harm's way and then they cry when they get mugged or something else. Why did you do that? You didn't need to be there. You wanted to be there. I got nothing for you.
The 4 home intruders and this and that. I mean, it's, it seemed like it was common around here for there to be 2, 3. Like, I don't know how people do it. Even like the people that run around collecting the scrap metal. Like, there's like 6 of them hanging out of a pickup truck. So I know metal's gone up, but it ain't gone up that much. And the cost of gas, like, in most cases, you got 6 junkies there looking to get high that evening. So,
okay,
those are the same people that'll come rob your ass too.
Show of the hands in the audience. How many people live in a community that has junkies? Just outcasts.
Junkies are everywhere. That's the other fallacy. Hey, like, it doesn't matter how nice the neighborhood is. There's a junkie there. Somebody's kid. They won't admit it. They make crutches for them or this or that. And the Billy got in an accident in football, and one thing led to another. And now he's on the street getting pills and this and that. There's junkies everywhere.
I tell you what, you look in the local newspaper, 90% where they had the county sheriff arrests for the week. 90% of it's drug related around where.
I understand it's drug related, but when he says junkies, I guess his definition of a junkie and my definition of a junkie are 2 different things.
What's your definition of a junkie?
Definition of a junkie is not somebody's kid who lives at home with mom and dad and they pay all their bills for them while they just steal out of mom's purse to buy drugs. That's junkies are freaking homeless or semi-homeless, and they're going around breaking and entering or panhandling on the side of the street. whatever.
You know, that's
All
an
right?
enabled.
They're-
Seriously,
okay.
they're enabled
There
by
are lots of people that do
parents.
drugs that do drugs that don't rob houses and stuff. I'm not saying doing drugs is a good thing, but I'm talking about where you live in a town where you have to be worried that your house could get broken in at any moment. Now, somebody's going to say, anything could happen anywhere at any time. Yes, it can. There are places where you would not expect a home break-in, that there was a random home break-in, the one random home break-in that year. And then there's places where 15 houses get broken into every hour of every night of every day of the year. Okay? That's what I mean about don't be there. Don't be there. Do you really need to be in this place? It's not that you need to, you want to. It's like hanging around that person that you know is trouble,
normal.
but they're your friend. Well, if your friend is trouble and then you get in trouble because you're around them, that was on you. That was a poor choice.
It's normal to some people. They grow up in different situations. Everybody didn't grow up in your situation in a sense. So, you know, that's where in some cases, you know, everybody's family. In some cases, your family's the worst people for you. You know, due to gang ties, due to all types of different things. Yeah, you don't get to choose where you start off in some cases, and you know, if you are there, you know, you still gotta protect yourself, still gotta be aware. I mean, yeah, everybody can't just disappear just that instantly. I don't know, and if they did, where are they all gonna go? You know, and you know, the problem's just gonna shift somewhere else. It's just like the bad streets in town. The cops start running around, they make scene, this and that. The trouble just moves a few blocks over. The city says we cleaned up the area. When people complain enough, they go over a few blocks over, and the same thing just keeps moving around. So it's the same thing on a general scale. So, I don't think you're going to outrun it in a sense. People in a city culture are probably more perceptive and more aware of scams, and maybe, you know, some would call you know, we don't trust anybody or something. But yeah, in some cases, we're going to be a lot harder to kill. And then, you know, the guy that leaves his car unlocked and is just asking for trouble, you know, trust everybody. So, I don't know. I'm just stating, yeah, there's people are in different places like you're stating. So if you're in one of these other places, pay more attention, carry more rounds, you know. But, you know, don't take anything for granted, because, you know, crap happens everywhere. These little private little communities and stuff. So, I mean, people are people. That's the one thing you can always count on.
Yeah. Well, Tactical Fudd says he carries a 320. He has 4 21 round mags plus one in the chamber. Now that's some serious ammo. You know, what was that 20, 40, 60, 80, 81 rounds? You know, damn. You are ready for trouble when it comes. You know, so all right, okay. Let's wind it up. So, New York Outcast, you got any shout outs or plugs?
R&L Displays, if you want to support the things that support you, meaning your firearm. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's one of the displays behind me, sitting on top of my tool chest there. You know,
I would recommend Travis's get together. Travis and Defense Dad, this thing on the prairie. I can't recall exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I encourage you to go. They're doing another one next year, but absolutely do not drink the Glock Kool-Aid. Whatever's in that coffee made Squib do a 180.
Yeah.
I know he's already got the tight t-shirt, and we're going to see the screaming video is coming soon with the Glocks. And, you know, so look, don't do this to yourself. Eat a salad and have a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about the tight t-shirt, did you see the last video that what's his name put up? James Yeager? Oh man, he's sick. He's got Lou Gehrig's disease or what MLS or whatever the correct name for it is. He's where he couldn't feel his t-shirts are baggy on him now. He's got no arm. His arms are like toothpicks. His chest is caved in. Oh, he's got it bad. I just happened to see it the other day, and I clicked on it to watch it to see what he had to say. It looks like he's going downhill fast. Which is a shame. I mean, I don't want the guy to die, but it's it's a horrible thing to see. So,
whether you like him or not, due to his personality, still, it's seeing somebody wither away just kind of sucks. I mean, nice and quick's preferred, at least for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, by the looks of it, I don't think he's gonna. The doctor said anywhere from 6 months to 5 years. I don't think he's gonna make it a year. You know what I'm saying? But the fast as he's going down, But I don't know anything about it. I don't follow him per se. I just happen to, when it shows up on my thing, sometimes I'll click on it and sometimes I won't. I just happened to click on it because I looked at it and said, damn, that picture's pretty bad. So I clicked on it to see what he had to say. He was just giving an update on his illness. So, all right, Squib, you got anything?
No.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and for the input you give us. And by any chance, you happen to know what his topic is next week? That way I can come up with my stuff before he does.
I have no idea.
Oh, hey, worth a chance. So, but I said, back to, talking about Glocks. Maybe it's me because I was new to guns or whatever when I shot the Glocks. But I found the grip angle funny, and when I picked up the M&P, it felt really great in my hand. That's why I went with the M&P originally. So, just a bit of trivia there. All right, so that's it, guys. I gonna wind it up. We've been here an hour and a half. My cats are hungry. I'm having a couple of. I'm making some homemade burgers. Throwing them on the grill. That's what I'm having. I got no hamburger bun, so I'm going to use slices of bread. That'll work. But I do have lettuce and tomatoes and onions, so I'm going to have my salad on top of my burger. So
I didn't even know they had hamburger buns until I got a job.
Yeah, so there we go. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, I do apologize for Wednesday, but family thing going on. There shouldn't be one this week, so I should be back then. And so I will see you all then. So everybody, have a good afternoon. Bye. Bye, Sabrina.